Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. I believe I have finally recovered from my small cold, so now I can talk more without my throat trying to kill me. So that's good. And just in time to talk about episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just like the previous videos, I will be talking spoilers for this episode. So if you've not seen episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, stop watching this, go watch it, and come back so you can hear what I thought. This was a very good episode. I was not expecting to see the flashback with Obi-Wan and Anakin training on Coruscant. That was the big shocker and one that I really loved. I would have liked it if it was Anakin Skywalker, kind of like from deep in the Clone Wars to Revenge of the Sith, but no, it was Anakin Skywalker before Attack of the Clones. So I still thought that was really cool. I know a lot of people are giving Hayden and the creators crap because of how they didn't really use the de-aging for Hayden's face, because the guy's like over 40 years old now, and he's trying to play like himself as 19 years old. But honestly, I don't care. I mean, he still looks really good. And to see him back in that full costume from Attack of the Clones, that was a really special moment. And that whole scene that is played in between parts of the episode where they're dueling and Obi-Wan is teaching him about how power isn't how you can win a battle and whatnot. Anakin is trying to show him that, if you're strong enough, you can win any battle. I really liked that. I loved how this episode went back and forth with the two of them, strategically figuring out each other's motives, how they would handle the situation. And I thought that was really good. I really did enjoy that. And I think they played that off really well. Then we get the big twist reveal that a lot of us really predicted, but still I was okay with it, and that was that Reva was the youngling from the opening shot of this series, who was there when Order 66 took place in the Jedi Temple, and we get to see Anakin come in and kill the younglings, and she was there, and she talks about how he murdered her friends, the only family that she had. Personally, if I really had to pick a negative with this episode, it would have been I wish we could have seen more of Anakin during Order 66 to kind of see more of what the emotion, what he was going through during that time. But who knows? We still have one episode to go, so God knows what we're going to see in that episode, which supposedly is the finale of this show. But that little negative aside, it was still really great. And the scene where Vader comes in and he just freaking uses the Force to bring the transport down and just rips it, literally is ripping it open with the Force, was absolutely awesome. And then Obi-Wan and Leia escape on a second ship. They're getting away. Obi-Wan gives his communicator to Kamal Najani's character, and he drops it. And after the second transport leaves, Reva goes in to try and stop Vader, but Vader knew it was coming, and Vader ends up getting the better hand of Reva, and she ends up getting stabbed by Vader. And then we learn, which I freaking knew, the Grand Inquisitor is alive, because Rebels, ladies and gentlemen, Rebels. I knew he was not dead. I knew they weren't going to do that. So in emerges the Grand Inquisitor, takes the Grand Inquisitor pin from Reva. He is now the Grand Inquisitor again, yada, yada, yada. Reva finds the communicator that Obi-Wan was using to communicate with Bail Organa. And Bail pretty much tells him that, please hurry. If he has to, he will travel to Tatooine to tell Owen and whatnot. So now we kind of get the incentive that Reva is going to go to Tatooine, maybe? Because now she kind of knows about Luke, and the last scene of the episode is Luke sleeping on Tatooine and the camera pulling back from him letting us believe that maybe she's going to go to Tatooine and Obi-Wan has a disturbance in the Force and whatnot, and Vader and the Grand Inquisitor go away. So overall, this is a really great episode. And just to go ahead and rate it, I'm definitely giving this a 9 out of 10. This was just great. I wish we could have seen a little bit more. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. This was really good. After the kind of slowish episode we had last week with episode 4, this one definitely picked back up and we got to see a lot of cool things. I have no idea what they're doing on the roof of my place, but okay. So after last week's episode, this episode was definitely a big improvement. I feel like we're back on track. We got to see a lot of cool things, and I'm really hoping that when we get to the finale next week, we get to see even more. And I hope the episode is over an hour long. This episode was, excluding credits, around 35 minutes, so it was definitely longer than last week's. But I want more. I definitely want more, but I'm still having a really great time with this show. And this episode definitely leaves me with a lot of questions, because if Reva is that strong with the Force, is she going to go to Tatooine to find Luke? Is she going to have the strength to find some kind of ship and go to Tatooine to find even more information before she dies? Is she going to give it to Vader? Or is she going to say, hey, listen, I know I just betrayed you, but hey, I got this information for you. And is Obi-Wan going to take Leia safely to Alderaan? Because here's the thing. Vader and Obi-Wan have to fight one more time. I really feel like they have to fight one more time, because I don't think that fight that we got in episode 3 was the fight that we were supposed to see. And I know we technically got a fight with Anakin and Obi-Wan in that flashback, but I'm willing to bet right now we need to have one more fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. And I'm very curious to know how this last episode is going to play off. I am a little bit nervous, if I'm being 100% honest. I am nervous about how they're truly going to wrap everything up, especially with, there are rumors that there may be more episodes, or maybe this is going to get a season 2. I'd much rather have everything wrap up nice and neatly and then kind of get into the discussion of a season 2. But yeah, a lot of predictions. I'm very curious to know where this is going to go, but I am very excited. Even with that, the only dull episode I had was episode 4, which I still enjoyed. I'm still very much enjoying the show. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi has been a really great show. And again, I haven't been disappointed by any of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows on Disney Plus. So we're still soaring high, and there's a lot of great stuff coming. But that's pretty much what I got for episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Next time we could be talking about the final episode and giving my final thoughts on the show, or I would love it if there was an episode 7. We'll just have to wait and see. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. And what are your predictions on the possible finale next week? What do you think is going to happen? What are you worried about? What are you most excited about? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.